Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpogkpa Chesson Talk Show. Excuse me. Today is the 12th day of March. We begin the start of the end of this week. This is the third month in the new year, 2021. So, where are we headed, people? Where are we headed, Liberia? Every morning, we face a new trial and tribulation. Every morning, Liberian people are confronted with change. Change they did not anticipate the night before. Change because of the consistent, foul, rampant, illicit behaviors of our leaders, direction of our country. Which way, Liberia? Which way? Let me put up my topics and start my lesson for this morning. Hold on, my people. I think this is in my topics. Apparently, my topics didn't change. Hold on, let me see if I can get them up there. Yes, I got them finally. Oh, I made a mistake. I changed them, but I didn't save them. And that can be a problem. So I got them up. I'm going to put them up. First topic, Liberia in crisis. Liberia in crisis. We're talking about crisis like the payment of employees. Our government still hasn't paid employees for months now. How long can we continue on this path? How long will our people survive in this era? The second topic, is chambers, accidents, etc. So this is my first topic. Liberia in crisis. Employees pay, chambers, accidents, etc. I'm sorry for all the little mistakes in my writing because usually I scan the web and there are things I need. I go over so many topics in the morning that when I come to do my show, I'm usually in a rush to get on. Okay, so let me just correct this. Employees pay, Bofans, Bofa, that his name, Bofa, Chambers, accidents, etc. And my third point is second topic, vaccine passports, certification. 3, CPP's agenda. That's the coalition party. So let's get into my first lesson. Liberia in crisis. Yesterday we woke up to the crisis that was going on in the temple with the workers having been paid for 17, 18 months. They were promised to receive their pay on the 1st of March. Today is the 12th of March. They still haven't received their pay. Our lawmakers are getting their money on time. They're getting their salaries or benefits or whatever they call it. They're getting something every month to take home to their families, to take care of their children, to do what they want to do with their personal lives. And the masses of the poor Liberian people are left hanging. Over a year now, they haven't been paid. Over a year now, they've been left to fend for their children and their household and their families. From where? From where? Then we talk about corruption. If the masses of the people are not getting paid, who's paying the brunt for their sufferings? The masses of the Liberian people. When we talk about bribing, we talk about stealing, we talk about corruption, and the poor people not getting paid. But the rich people, the leaders are consistently getting paid. What is wrong with this picture? The leaders getting paid every year or every month on time, $15,000 and more, and the masses of the people can't even get a month's salary in a year. This is wickedness. These are the things that cause our coup d'etat. And Toba government wasn't even aware of this. People were getting paid. It was just the lies and the deceitfulness of Ellen Johnson selling them that caused our people to overthrow our government. Now here we are, under the same Ellen Johnson selling leadership, under our same guidance, protection, and our people cannot get paid. Our government budget is primarily to pay our people and nothing else. So our development is stagnant. Our lives are stagnant. Our children's futures are stagnant. What is wrong with our country, man? What is wrong with our leaders? This is total wickedness. This is total inconsideration of the masses of our people. This is unrelenting corruption, evil, and wickedness. And how can we justify these kind of things going on in our people, in our country? How can we justify them? Now, besides the employment, our speaker, Buffer Chambers or whatever they call him, this man is going around reckless driving and killing people and getting away with it with impunity, as usual. This is his third accident. His third accident in less than a year. Now he hit a woman, killed her baby, her unborn baby. Now we hear him talking about just wait a few months, this thing will die down, pay the people all it over. This is not how our government is supposed to run. Our leaders are the criminals and the bandits in our community. They are the reckless drivers, the criminal drivers killing our citizens. How can there be any law in our country when the violators of our laws are the leaders of our country? The violators of our laws are the criminal lawmakers and executive branch leaders of our country. The president, his body, all of them. We're going back to 1980. We're going back to the era of Samuel, but it's worse. It's worse. It's worse. Because we passed that era long ago, 40 years ago. How can we be going back into the same era? We got our leaders got to be brought under control. Our leaders got to be disciplined. Now look at the other thing with this Melvin Early, the security officer that they claim committed suicide. His family are demanding a proper explanation from the government. His parents want to see the body, and they refuse for them to see the whole body because the suicide they claiming this man committed cannot be suicide when the bodies, when the bullets are all in different places of his body. So this man was tortured by shooting, then finally killed. And the way they explained it, they didn't want them to see the whole body. They saw one body in his chest area. They saw another bullet on the ear. Then they were going down to check the legs to stop them and told them to leave. They can't give the people their body because the government said they're still investigating. But yet, the suicide doesn't match the crime. The way the man was shot does not match the evidence of the body. The government comes out with different statements. The president come out talking about the man commit suicide. He shot himself 3 times. How you shoot yourself 3 times in the head? Then they change it again. These people are playing with our people's lives time and time again. And now, Melvin Early's family demanding his body, demanding proof of him killing himself. threatening to go to court to sue the government of Liberia for some explanation, realistic explanation as to how their family member died, how Bushi died. These are the things we face in our country. Here we got employees not getting paid for over a year. They're shutting the current off at our Capitol building. They're stopping the legislature from having sessions, demanding that if they don't get paid, there is no legislative sessions, bringing our government to a standstill. Then here we are again with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is a reckless driver and a murderer, hitting people, busting up their cars, and refusing to pay for it. We hear the first accident this man had, he refused to pay for the man's car even to this day. Lawlessness. The second one he had, same thing. Now the third one, the second one he ran into a crowd, injured so many people, and never attended to them. Now this one, he hit this woman, caused her to have a miscarriage. What's going to become of it? What is going to become of this lawless Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives? Now, Melvin Early, the EPS officer, shot, killed, talking about suicide. The family claiming that it was murder, claiming that the Liberian government is lying, claiming that the government is guilty of killing their son. And they want answers. Then the fourth problem in our country, the Brownie Samoka problem. The people from Lofa and Nimba now threatening the NAC with violence if they don't certify Brownie Samoka now. The Nimba people claiming that Brownie Samoka, their child on their masa, who's from Nimba. Then the Lofa people claiming the Samoka people on the Pasa from Lofa County. So now you got a Nimba and the Lofa people coming to fight the NAC anytime soon for their son, Brownie Samoka. You see? So yeah, all the fronts, our country is just faced with so many problems on so many fronts. The political, the social, the community. Where are we going with our country? Where will this country end up? How many prizes can this one leadership take? No money, no resources. The president stealing unrelentingly. And now we got the people demonstrating. The House Speaker killing people as usual. Families demanding justice for their son. And now the people from Lofa and Nimba have formed a coalition to fight for Palestinian justice. So here we are right now. Now one day is just the overall community problem facing our country. Dysfunctional leadership, failed leadership, deceitful leadership, weak leadership, Incompetent leadership. And this is why we're facing time and time again. And we say we got to wait until 2023. You think we'll really survive until 2023? My children, you think we'll survive? I don't know. But let me take a break. This is my first lesson. I got 2 more to go. The first one is stressful enough. Let's see what the other 2 will get us. Now with this COVID-19 issue is coming, the need for people to have vaccination cards. It's the same thing that a yellow card we used to carry around for polio and thyroid and all these diseases. Now this one is coming up for COVID-19. Why? Because the world is afraid. People are afraid that now we have the vaccine. People are being vaccinated. Those that are being vaccinated have some sense of security and can mingle with each other. We're all masked. We're all really in a problem. Even social distancing. They're not being forced to do that either because people are being vaccinated. Now, there are other people that are refusing to take the vaccine for whatever reason. There are other people for whatever reason don't want to take the vaccine. So these people, if this vaccine passport comes up, will not be permitted to travel, will not be permitted to go in certain places, will not be able to do certain things that the rest of the society will be doing who are vaccinated. Why? Because we still have to protect ourselves from people who are not vaccinated. And they got to protect themselves from us too. So it's still a debate. They haven't decided on this vaccine card yet. But people in the Middle East and certain places are using this vaccination, they call it passport or certification, to prove that you've taken your vaccination. And in those countries that are using their vaccine passport right now, if you don't have a vaccine passport, you cannot go in any place where people are gathering together. No sports stadium, no movie, nothing. Because all those people in there will have their card certifying that they've been vaccinated and they are safe. You who not vaccinated, you will call it discrimination. You will call it whatever you want to call it. They're calling it data security. They say they want to make sure they got data on people that are taking the vaccines and are safe to mix with other people. So in order to ensure that you are certified and you will not lie, when they ask you, have you taken your vaccine? You say, yeah, I've taken it. You know you haven't taken it. To certify that you have taken your vaccine, they got to give you a yellow card or a blue card or green card, whatever they got to give you, calling it a passport. It's just like a yellow card. So you're going to have your yellow card. Maybe they'll put both of them together, the yellow and the blue, and whatever they call that, COVID-19 vaccine passport. So you will not be able to travel. You may not be able to do certain things in your life because of that. You may be discriminated against going to the show, to the game, to the movies, or different places where people are gathering who have the card and are guaranteed to have taken the vaccine. And that's the only way they can prove you have taken the vaccine. You can't come and say, I've taken it, what's the proof? Because when you take that vaccine card or passport, it will be stamped and signed by medical personnel, just like your yellow card. So you better make sure you take your test and get your certification if it's the law wherever you are. It's not a law in America yet. They're still looking into it to find out how feasible it will be, what kind of problems it will cause the people, what kind of discriminatory problems they hope to face, what kind of tribal problems. All these things got to be considered before it's passed into law. But in the Middle East and certain countries, they have already started putting this thing into law because they want the community to stay safe. So I heard Francis Duo talking about it. I heard other people talking about it. And now it is real. It's hitting the airways and the news, and they're debating it, whether this should be implemented all over the world. So take heed, pay attention, and govern yourselves accordingly. When you got to get your passport book. Make sure you go and apply for it and get your book for your convenience. Okay? Just a second warning. Let me take a break and we'll be back with my last class. My third and final topic, CPP's agenda. This whole CPP thing was a mistake from the start. 3 parties with different goals and objectives, with different leadership characters, with different objectives, coming together, not trusting each other, not believing in their own ideals to form a party to fight the opposition party. We know the problems they went through in the beginning. Now they've come and formed their party. And we see the same problems time and again. Everybody trying to backstab each other. And this is the joke. How will we work together when our people can't work together? Our politicians can't work together. Our people in the society can't work together. Our tribes can't work together. We have a serious problem with trust. A serious problem with dishonesty and lies and deceitfulness. Now here it is before our very eyes. We got a CPP, we got a COP. They say they're the same people. They say they're the same people but different agendas too. Okay? Now Costa was talking about this morning how Elliot Cummings went out and speaking to his party people in one of their conventions and telling them their party is the best party. If anybody want to see CPP grow and improve, they need to come to CPP through ANC. So right there, he's dissing the other parties now. Eric Cummings should know better than this. He's been talking about the unity all the while. Now he's the very one talking about his party is the best of the coalition. If anybody wants to come to the coalition, it's best that they come to his party. I mean, then Yombli Kanga and her group with their criminal Musa ability go around saying that they don't need no war crimes code. There's no need for war crimes code. So here we are now. Benana Yuri sitting with his group and Costa and all of them, saying that they're surveying the land. Ellis coming going out and claiming that his party is the best. People should come to his party. Normally, Kanga's party going out and saying they are the supporters of criminal and rogues. So they don't want no war crime code. So right now there's a confliction and confusion in the group. Where do they stand on the war crimes code? Where do they stand on law and justice for Liberia among Liberians? From the time they put this Musa ability as head of Liberty Party, I told you, Darius Dillon, the Kanga, all of them were useless people. They were failed leaders. How you stand for justice and truth and promise the Liberian people that you won't change, then you go take a criminal, an international criminal who is being punished by an international world organization for crimes of corruption. Then you take that same man and elect him to be president of your party. The same man whose corruption you have vowed to fight against. You take the same man and you put him in power. Then we're supposed to rely on these people. We're supposed to rely on these Liberian people time and again to stand up for us, to do justice, law, and order for us, to serve us like real people. Who can we trust in our country, man? Who can we trust? You can't trust the Ure. You can't trust the Cummings. You can't trust the Dillon, Kanga, Bility. These people let us down all the time. We repose our trust and confidence in these people, and they say they will lead us. Then they come to the forefront and they act crazy. Look at what happened with the COVID vaccine being distributed in Liberia now. Look how they're doing it. They know there's a process to giving out this vaccine to the people who need it the most. The people with diabetes, the elderly, the healthcare workers, then the general public. But what Liberian people doing? They started with the government officials first, forgetting about the healthcare workers, forgetting about the elderly who subjected to dying from this disease, forgetting about the people with diabetes and underlying diseases that are susceptible to the sickness of this disease. But instead of that, they're going to take care of all themselves first. All themselves. The world is doing it differently, but the Liberian people taking care of the government officials first instead of the people that are at risk. There's no hope for us. Our leaders are selfish, self-centered, egotistic, greed-filled, deceitful liars. And our people are just gullible, just following. Yes, yes, yes. Too scared to talk, too scared to fight for their rights, or don't even know. They think it's the right thing to do. Give all the government officials first. Then you come to the people who really need it. But this is our country. Everybody's agenda is their agenda. You can't trust nobody in our country. You can't trust nobody. Everybody got their own little secret plans that they want to do. So I just bring this to you, Manchera. My class is done. I just bring to you all the problems that creating this crisis in our country. From the government official to the situation in the world today, to the opposition parties' agenda. That is not in the best interest of the Liberian people either. Where do we stand? Where do we stand? Aluta. Continue. Have a good day.
That's right.